Hello and welcome back to Soulstar Radio. This is Jacquelene Closemore, your host, and I'm also joined today by the one, the only, the very wonderful Raul Estevez. He's an author, he's a psychic, he's a healer, and he's much, much more. Welcome back to the show, darling.
Thank you so much, Jacqueline, for once again having me on your show. Beautiful to be here, beautiful to be surrounded by this gorgeous lady behind.
And we're going to relay the candle. Going to get the candle of love happening, which is also the candle of possibly noxious smells, but it's vetiver spice. So we're feeling rather fruity already, and we welcome you to our show. Now, we've got a special announcement today because Raul has been incredibly generous to gift a deck, one deck, to one lucky viewer listener.
The other way around.
It's okay. We're just spinning the wheel right round, baby, right round. And so we're looking forward to talking more about that. But also, Raul has given very generously a free deck to a lucky viewer listener, and possibly both. So I'm going to announce them. I felt really drawn to Libby Sharkey, and you said to me, go with who you feel really drawn to.
Absolutely.
So I was drawn to Libby Sharkey. So congratulations, Libby. We hope you're watching, listening, and somewhere feeling us. And she's in Pennsylvania, USA. So we're going to post that out to you. I'll be sending you a private inbox message about that, so you can send the address so that this deck of cards can go out to you. So thanks so much, everyone, for entering. And also congratulations there, Libby. I know that you're going to love these cards and feel the energy of them and be able to work with them. So we're lighting our beautiful candle today of intention of sending out love and light. And also, I think a bit of bringing people back into themselves, like really inhabiting your own body, inhabiting your own space and being with you. Rather than, somewhere, oh my God, where am I now? I don't know. Be with the moment. A few clients this week, have you had that at all? I've had a few clients that have been sort of, feel a bit space, and I'm like, bring it back in, there's the base chakra.
I think it has been for everybody, and including myself, it's about truly realizing that we are one, but also to allow yourself to be an individual and to be unique, yes? Because we're all very much into the oneness, the wholeness. But you know what? There's an ocean and there's also a drop in the ocean, and be that drop and allow yourself to be as unique as you want to be and be part of the whole. But yes, it's time for us to really just be individual. Come back into me.
Come back into the bod, exist as a sentient being. Now, you've got these wonderful cards with you. Did you want to show the viewers some of the cards or a spread you might feel drawn to at all?
Yes. Actually, one thing that is quite a point of difference with this deck of cards, that as far as Sonia and I know, and the concept that I created, is that you actually get 5 decks in one, because you can use the whole deck, 44 cards, or you can divide them into the quadrants, which is love, purpose, faith, and abundance. And within each quadrant, you have a leading card followed by 10 individual cards. So it allows you to actually have that facility to concentrate in one of those areas or to do a general reading. And we've got beautiful cards such as this one of compassion. And if you can see the gorgeous butterfly just guiding a little one and shielding it and showing that sense of compassion. And this is something that I hold dear because Sonia Daru, the illustrator, she's been able to interpret what I wanted to see on those cards in such a beautiful way that we created these cards with so much love from our heart to yours. So when you receive this deck, you know the amount of love and good intention that has been placed into the cards. We've got, let me just see, the love card, gorgeous color lilies, and the color lilies is an angelic flower of I love you, and the little butterflies, they're flying, but bringing a message that in order for us to love each other, first we need to love ourselves.
Yes, that's what a lot of people forget. They sort of get a very, I feel good if I feel validated by someone else's approval, and yet I don't feel good approving of myself. Like, you get that from some people, and that's where people can get really quite locked into that whole thing. And, it's like, okay, great, but what about loving you first? Yeah,
correct.
It's quite a beautiful card.
And today's card that is actually on my Facebook page is the Adventure card. And you see the yellow, blue, green butterflies, yellow of joy, blue of protection, the green of healing. And the idea is that adventure, what I wrote here, it starts with your imagination.
Yeah.
And many years ago, I imagined that I did even a vision board, that I wanted to be at the Atlantis Hotel in Dubai.
Oh, yeah.
And in 2014, I was there. I was actually working for a company. I was staying there for a conference. And Wayne, dear husband, sent me a photo saying, do you remember this? A picture of the vision board. And it was that idea that I created that adventure in my mind. I visualized it, and suddenly, sure, it took 7 years, but I was there. So create that adventure today in your mind.
Yeah, and when you put that in your mind and you really hold that and you do the realistic steps towards it, it really can manifest.
But it wasn't that I was actually looking for a company that would take me to Dubai. I was just going with the flow.
Yeah.
And it's truly about, I'm not sure whether I can find it here, but I've got another card here. Okay. It's truly about being patient.
Yes.
And the patience card there, you can see the ripple effects of a butterfly.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you're giving up. It actually means, you know what, you've done everything that you can. Now it's time to surrender and follow the steps that you need to follow. And sometimes the steps may be black and white, but soon enough you're going to be able to show your true colors.
Yeah.
If you're patient, if you've done everything that you can, and you simply surrender and let it go. And it happens.
Yeah, absolutely. I've found that myself. I remember a ritual a friend and I did years ago, and we wrote out a certain amount of money on a check towards ourselves. And then we kept the checks, and we also did this whole ritual. And crazy enough, her thing was, and we'll buy a Tats Lotto ticket each while we're doing this. And, of course, the Tats Lotto ticket, but
Wrong door.
But it was only about, I think, 7 years later, and I actually manifested exactly that amount of money.
Yeah.
And, and it sort of happened how it needed to happen in the right way for me. So it was really, I'd long forgotten about that ritual, of course, and just gotten on with life and done the steps that were helpful to me, and just, okay, well, this is what I'm dealing with right now. And then all of a sudden, here it was, boom, exactly that amount. And it was like, I remember this now. There's the check.
And it's such a wonderful feeling, because it actually makes you realize that when you allow your imagination to go wild, is when you put no restrictions, and then you just go with the flow.
Yeah.
And once you are into that flow, once you step into the flow, is when you're actually allowing yourself to manifest.
Yeah.
I still remember my late grandmother used to say, don't chase money road because it will run away from you. Mm-hmm. Simply do what you love, and you will see that things will start manifesting in the way that you expect them, and sometimes in unexpected ways.
Yeah, absolutely. Live your passion, and you never have to work another day in life. Now, we've got Jenna in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Are you there, Jenna?
Yes, I'm here.
Hello, and thank you so much for calling in. I've got Raul Estevez, who's an author, a psychic, and a healer, and he can do a reading for you, so I'll let you go ahead there.
Hi, Jenna. Is there any particular question or area that you would like me to look into?
Hold on 1 second. It keeps breaking in and out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, what did you say?
Have you got a particular question that you would like me to answer?
Anything really.
Okay, not a problem. We'll go with that. Okay, as I'm tuning into your energy, just be mindful of heart chakra, throat chakra. Heart chakra at the moment is more on a physical level. I'm not sure whether you are recovering from perhaps a chest cold or something like that is probably bothering you. But the throat chakra definitely is about holding back and not speaking your own truth. I'm not saying that you actually need to blast it out. You can be actually polite when you're telling somebody what you think, but don't hold back in speaking your truth. Just find a way that it's going to be understood by yourself and by the person that you're actually communicating with. I just drew a card from Guiding Star of Life, inspirational card. And the card here for you today is courage, which goes together with the throat chakra that we were just mentioning before. And I wrote here, Jenna, even in your darkest moment, find the courage to shine your inner light. And at the moment, your inner light, and that's what was going to your heart chakra as well, it has dimmed down. It's like a little pilot light. And what the card is actually showing you here is that it's not about being perfect, but see, the butterfly hasn't got full colors yet. Go slowly and keep on kind of like coloring in that butterfly, because soon enough, that pilot light will shine out and people will start noticing a change in you that they haven't seen for quite a while. It's like the little Jenna, the old Jenna is actually coming back, and it's coming back in a more fun way, but also in a much more honest and direct way. And when I'm saying direct, and I repeat because they keep on showing me, it's not about being abrupt. It's about truly speaking your truth in a really nice way, but not allowing people to push you over anymore. By you saying, you know what, that's brilliant, and that's perhaps one way of doing things, but I'm kind of like inclined to follow this direction. You're letting them know, you know what, you're not pushing me over. I'll listen to your opinion, but this is my way, and I'm going to go with that because that's what really resonates. And the more that you allow that inner light to shine out, the more that you're going to find yourself in a much more comfortable position. What they're actually saying to me, the angels, they're showing me, is that don't be afraid that some people in your life may drop off because of your new light that you're shining. When you got that inner light and it's shining brightly, darkness cannot exist. So some people may be just moving away. Remember, people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. You pick the ones that they belong in your lifetime, and sometimes it will be a reason, and the reason just move on, and everybody has their own divine light pathway. Courage is your card. Remember, your heart chakra and your throat chakra speak your truth.
Beautiful. Thank you, Ralph. We hope that helps you there, Jenna, and wish you the very best with it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really kind of felt that energy going on as you were speaking, and I was really sort of getting this thing of her having to let go of some situations and people around her, and sometimes that can be a really challenging thing when you've got this big open heart and it's like, oh, I really want to sort of, you know, and try and help, and it's like, no, it's okay. It's okay.
You cannot help everybody.
Correct.
And the first person, and sometimes people say, I don't want to be selfish. And I encourage everybody to be selfish because you need to look after your inner energy in order to be able to share it. If you haven't got any energy, if you haven't got any inner light, no way of sharing it.
Correct. Out. It's like I remember one of my healer teachers from many years ago. She used to say, if the carer is not being cared for, the carer cannot care.
Right.
So the carer has to care for themselves. Yeah. So we hope that helps you, Jenna. Now, we've also got another caller there for you, Ralph. We've got Rika in Detroit, Michigan. Are you there, Rika?
Yes, I am.
Hello, and welcome to the show. Thank you so much for calling in. I've got Raul Estevez here today as my special guest, and so he can do a read for you.
Hi, how are you doing today?
Anything in particular that you would like me to look at?
Yes. I just had a few questions. Maybe you can answer them for me.
Okay, give me a question, please.
Okay. I was with my daughter's dad for 10 years. We had a big fight back in July, and he moved out, and I was trying to figure out if he was going to work this out or if he was coming back home, or is there anything you see?
Okay. This card is actually perfect for what you are looking at, the question that you just gave me, Rika. And the card that I got here is fulfillment. And I wrote, before I go into anything deeper, I'm just going to tell you what it says. Your purpose on this earth is in the process of fulfilling your divine life purpose. And you've got beautiful red butterfly here with a beautiful red energy of creativity and passion, and the blue butterfly at the top with a beautiful energy of truly cutting cords and protection. Sometimes it's hard to let go of somebody that you probably care for too many years, or somebody that is really close to you. But what they're actually saying is that if you're really going to fulfill your divine life purpose, you're going to have to fly your own way. You're going to have to follow your own pathway and be a free butterfly in order to touch other people's lives and those people to touch yours. The connection that you had with this person is no longer strong. And if you force that to happen, it's like trying to force a square peg into a round hole. It's not going to work. And in your heart of hearts, you already know this. This is only confirmation, validation that it's time to truly cut the cord, let them go with love, and you receive love and go in your divine life pathway, because you've got a pathway ahead of you that is such fulfilling. The butterflies are actually gorgeous. You've got beautiful creative energy and protection energy. But if you go back to where you came from, you're never going to move forward. So it's important to truly realize that your pathways now are, it's kind of like a fork on the road, and you're going left and the other person is going right. And it's okay. Be okay with that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. And I've got very similar cards, but in a completely different deck. And it's certainly talking about coming from that space of gratitude of, okay, well, I've learned all of this for myself. But it's also one, the card that's straight after that is actually releasing. And so it is about that real sense of that letting go process. Both readings have had a similar sort of, okay, well, you don't need that anymore.
We even got the branching out.
So you're not. So you're basically saying you're not seeing us working this out.
Yeah. So that's how we're seeing it. Is definitely this sense of you being able to branch out into your own energy a lot more. There's a lot more growth to come. And although what you seem to be asking is more back around that person and will it work out, you're going to end up with a much better outcome by continuing to allow things to do what they're doing. Even though that's not what you want right now, you'll end up in a position that's going to be so much better later on that you're just not seeing at the moment at all. But it will open up for you. And, that's how we're kind of really seeing this. And so sometimes we can really, really want to try and push things for someone or with someone, but it really has to come down to reciprocation. There needs to be an energy going both ways here. And, you need to know that the love you're putting in is also coming back. So don't ever jump an ocean for someone who wouldn't jump a puddle for you. That's the sort of message we've got here. But we do see positives in your life in the future around love, around work, around well-being, even around where you are at, like the position and placing that you'll be at in your life. But although at this stage you're quite stuck on that one answer, that's our best way of responding to you. So we hope that helps you, even though it's not exactly what you're weighing right now. Certainly it will take you there.
So you don't see him.
For you, Rita, is fulfillment, and it's about fulfilling your divine life purpose. In a year from now, you're going to be in a much better situation, and you're going to wonder, what was I worried about?
Yeah.
I know that it's easier said than done from our end, but you will see. So long as you actually follow your own pathway, yes. Remember, round peg in a square hole is not going to fit.
Yeah, you'll find your way though, Rita. That's how we're kind of seeing it. So we wish you the absolute best with everything that you're doing, and that you find your way as well. So that we'll be sending lots of love and light to you, not only through the show right now, but also later. So we'll keep sending that out and wish you the very best. So quite an interesting couple of calls we've had there. It's been that sort of thing of that. We were talking at the very start of the show about, I'm not quite here, I'm sort of everywhere else. And it's about this coming back into, well, who are you? Where are you? What are you doing? Is this right for you as an individual? Yeah. Like you were saying, yes, we are all one, but how about we be our own one right now?
And And I think that is quite important. So many people have been, for a choice of a better word, indoctrinated into this idea that we're all one. Yes, we are, and we are connected, and everything that we do is the butterfly effect. Yes, I get that. Yes, I do not deny that. But I also think that it's important that if we're going to come together as a community, that first we have a sense of individuality and what makes us unique. Because Jacquelene, I cannot be you and you cannot be me, but we both have something to contribute to this community that we live in. And we need to be okay with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is what we're doing here on your show.
That's right.
And that's what people need to understand. It's not about being selfish, it's about understanding who you are.
Yeah, yeah.
And then branching out and sharing it.
So what you're saying is what you were saying in part the selfish before is that's about look after you first and then give. Yeah, is what you're saying.
But people sometimes see that as being selfish. I need to look after you rather than me. And you were saying, your teacher was saying to you,
the carer.
Yeah, if the carer is not taking care, how is it going to care for others? So it's exactly that, and I truly subscribe to that school of thought. We need to be able to sometimes take a step back and say, okay, am I giving too much? And if I'm giving too much, what am I getting in return?
Yeah.
And this is not about tit for tat.
No.
It's about that energy of flow that we talk about. You know, the infinity symbol that goes around comes around. And the more that we maintain that beautiful energy, the more that we're going to be able to share it out.
Absolutely. Yeah. You sort of, that's why I think why, because although we can be very outgoing and all that sort of thing, there's still this breathing in and time away from people, because we deal with people a lot. So there's often this also even, particularly to be working in this field as I am and you are. You just need to retreat every now and again to recharge, to replenish, to go, oh, this is where I am right now. Okay. And then back into it we go.
To me, it's exactly what you're saying. And I got a card here which I'm going to show, the rebirth card. And if you have a look at the top there, we've got the beautiful chrysalis, the cocoon. And sometimes we need to retreat into that cocoon, but also don't be afraid of the hurt.
Yeah.
And I know that it's easier said than done. I've been already through that not long ago, and you have too. But it's the idea of when you are in the cocoon, you were a caterpillar before. Suddenly you go into this cocoon, and you are going through this metamorphosis of becoming a butterfly. It is going to hurt.
Yep. Yes.
But then the result, look at that.
Exactly.
From a caterpillar to this. So don't be afraid of going into the cocoon. It may be dark. It may be scary. It will hurt. Just breathe in, go with it. Follow all the signs that are given. Follow the earth angels, doctors, nurses, practitioners. Follow those. They were created for a reason.
Oh, yes. Certainly were.
And then rebirth and show your beautiful true colors.
Because do you find that working in this field, like you can work on a certain level with energies, I find sometimes that can be physically depleting, and certainly some other people have found that as well. And that's another reason why we need to replenish and why we can't necessarily be always available 24/7. But do you find that sort of thing gets you as well? Like, that kind of, wow, really feeling it?
I couldn't say no because I'm a soul living a human experience. And as such, we live in this world of duality. That although we may be in a different level of ascension to some other people, at the end of the day, we've got a physical body that we have to look after. And that's what actually takes its toll. Mentally, psychologically, and physically, it's that triangle that I talk, the Holy Trinity, the mind, body, and soul. That if we don't look after it well, something is going to give. And more than likely, it's your body that tells you,
oh, yes.
You know what? This is not happening anymore.
We're not doing this.
No, and it knocks you down, and you need to go to a doctor, and you need to lay in bed, and you need to do something, because otherwise you wouldn't do it.
That's right. That's exactly right. Yeah.
So the messages are loud and clear. Is whether we are clever enough, I would say, not even intelligent, clever enough to listen.
And not stubborn.
Yes, but it happened to all of us, including me.
Including me. Really?
Because sometimes you say, no, I can't do it.
I can do it, damn you, body. And the body says, excuse me.
Not happening.
Not happening. I'm going to show you, Jacqueline and Ralph. I'm going to give you something to think about, and you're going to have to start wherever again. So it's about that balance. It's it's quite an interesting thing living on this earth because we deal with all these different energies, and so it is sort of this up and down, the ebb and flow of life.
I usually say to people, always like I do, call upon Archangel Michael to shield you. Yes.
Yeah.
It could be a bubble of white light. It could be whatever you want. But also call upon him with his sword of truth and light to cut cords to people, places, and situations. And when we work with people, we know that we need to cut the cord and let them go when they walk out the door. Yeah. Otherwise, we're attached to them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And we're carrying that energy throughout the day.
Yeah, and that's not a good thing.
No.
No. Absolutely beautiful to have you on the show again.
Thank you once again.
And to have you in here, we've got butterflies on the roof in this room. You can't see them, but one day we'll show you. So thank you so much for being on the air out there. Thank you so much for our viewers and listeners for tuning in, and we'll catch you same bat time, same bat channel next week. In the meantime, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then you really want to show it.